I'm Shain, a New York Jewish mom who had the audacity in 1993 to continue a geriatric pregnancy and give birth at the age of 46.
And I'm Sarah, the result of that pregnancy. 32 years later, I'm currently a practicing therapist. Though Shain is often thought to be my grandmother, she's still my mom, and this is Listen to My Mother,
a podcast where we answer your real-life questions with 2 points of view, one rooted in motherly instinct,
and one rooted in clinical training.
You'll get guidance, support, maybe a little tough love, but always from the heart.
And if you'd like us to answer your question on air, head to the link in our show notes and send it our way. We want to hear any questions you have.
And now it's time to
Listen to My Mother. So we're doing a super quick check-in episode this time because I have to leave for the airport in less than 2 hours. So we're just kind of quickly discussing where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Your adventure started not when you get on the plane in 2 hours, but all this week as the trauma of what's going on in the world. Flights have been canceled, delayed. It's very difficult flying right now. And aside from having your flights canceled, both going and coming and having to rebook and all of that insanity, you are actually flying into a war zone. Can you explain that?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to Israel. It's a cultural exchange program. There was a group of Israelis that came here in March, and we're going to see them now and just learning about each other's differing experiences. This exchange has been going on for years, but this is the first time since the war started, this current iteration of war anyway. And also, like you said, like flights have been getting canceled because about 2 weeks ago, the airport in Tel Aviv was struck by a Houthi rocket coming from Yemen. So foreign airlines have suspended all services to Israel through like mid-June as of right now. My flights got canceled. It was a whole thing, and I had to spend many, many hours this week, in addition to everything else going on, fighting with airlines and getting it all sorted out. But it did get sorted out, and I will make it there, and I will make it home.
Did you want to give a shout out to your wonderful helpmate in getting your flights?
Yeah, so it was a whole just like nightmare because my flights were United ticketed but operated by Lufthansa, and no one knew who to talk to. And I also made it extra complicated because I booked through Chase Travel using points. And so the airline saw that as me booking through a travel agency. So they're like, we can't help you anyway. Your travel agency has to do it, but Chase wouldn't do anything. It was just a nightmare. Finally, I got connected with this woman at Chase named Queen Selah, who will never hear this, but if anyone ever is connected to Queen Selah at Chase, she was incredible. And while I was at work, she spent 4 hours fighting with the airlines for me, and she got it all sorted out perfectly to exactly what I needed and wanted it to be. So she was incredible, and everything will be fine. But yeah, I'm heading out today. I will get to Athens tomorrow, and then I have a night in Athens, and then I fly to Israel on Sunday.
A few episodes ago, we had a discussion about in which way you were harmed by me as your parent, as your mother. And we ended the episode with you asking me, how did my children harm me? And my reaction was, my children haven't harmed me. Then I reflected a little more and realized exactly how you harm me. You caused me sleepless nights in all your travels. Here, there, anywhere. I don't sleep because I don't know if you're okay or where you are or what you're doing, and that's how you harm me, by making me stay up at night. worrying.
I think I texted you a few days ago, and I don't think you answered because I learned, because you track my location on Find My Friends, and they notified me at one of our prep meetings for this trip that because of the way that Israel will scramble signals, that Find My Friends will show me as being in like Syria or Jordan. And like, that's really normal. And I like texted you just to give you a heads up, like, do not panic if you're looking for me and you see me not where I'm supposed to be, and you never answered. So I just want to make sure you are aware of that. So if you see me on Find My Friends in Syria or Jordan, I'm fine.
I did see that text, and it put me into deep shock because my whole nervous system goes nuts when I don't know you're okay. But see, your brother has, it's not that I'm asking you to get a mate or get married or anything, but your brother has a wife, your sister has a husband. If something should happen, somebody will call me and say, this happened. You're on your own and you travel so often on your own. There's nobody to call me and say, she got a splinter, something. But it keeps me up at night. And oh, your father, forget about your father.
It's a good thing he doesn't have a smartphone and he can't track me.
No, he makes me crazy. I can't sleep, but he makes me crazy all day long. Do you know where she is? Can you see her? Because he doesn't have a smartphone. He can't do this. So I'm his go-to with the smartphone.
A few years ago, I was on a hike and I met these two women and we were talking and I made a joke about Reese was with me on the hike, my older dog. I didn't have Archie yet. Archie wasn't born yet. Archie was a twinkle in his dog mother's eye. But I had Reese with me on this hike and I met these two women and I made a joke at one point about how I don't have a partner, so I trained Reese to call emergency services if something ever happens to me. And the women were like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, that is not real.
Well, it would be great if you could train the dog to do anything. He does nothing.
Yeah, he's currently laying next to me, a giant lump.
And he's not so lumpy, but he can be a giant lump.
He's definitely lumpier now.
Oh.
He's gained a lot of weight. We recently, both my doctor and his doctor, vet, in the same week, told us we both had to lose 20% of our body weights.
Oh, God. You're not going to put yourself on the same diet as Reese are. You can eat kibble.
He can't even really eat his kibble anymore. I'm going to start taking them on more walks. I took Archie on a walk last week and because he never really goes for walks because we've had a backyard the whole time I've had him. And the world is just such a fascinating place to him.
I'm sure it is. As the world is a fascinating place to you as you travel. How many countries have you been in?
That depends on if you consider the UK one country or Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and Wales 4 separate countries.
Oh, go for the 4 separate countries.
Then I think it's 49.
Countries?
Yeah.
How many have you lived in?
Aside from the United States, I've lived in 3 other countries.
And you wonder why I have sleepless nights.
And then this year, I'm going to 2 new countries. We are going to Denmark together in August. And then when you come home, I'm going to Georgia and Azerbaijan, both of which will be new to me.
And we're so happy about that. We are. Your father's making me nuts about those 2. Can't you just come home like everybody else?
I'll be home for a week in June, and we'll record in person.
That would be lovely.
I do need to get back to prepping to get ready to go to the airport. There's a lot I still have to do before I leave.
Okay. Are you going to remember your chargers? Do you have a checklist that when you leave the country that you make sure you take with you? Do you need adapters for the different electric outlets? Do you have all of that?
Yes, and it is all already packed.
Yay, you're good. All of that, huh? Okay.
You'll be apprised of all of my movements along the way. I will text you when I get on the plane in Denver and when I have my layover in Newark. When I get to Athens, I'll send you pictures. I booked myself with all the stress of everything that's been happening. I treated myself to a very fancy hotel right on the water in Athens that actually only cost me $60. So I think it's like a 5-star hotel though, so it should be really nice. And I will send you pictures from my balcony while I treat myself to this really nice hotel for $60. And then I will be off to Israel where I will spend a night with my cousin, your niece.
Oh, you are going to get to see Tova. You're going to have time with her.
Yeah, I have a night with her. And so I'll meet her kids for the first time, which is really exciting. And then I'll spend a night with her. And then the next morning, I am heading from a train Tel Aviv South and meeting up with my crew and beginning this adventure, which is, I was showing the itinerary to my friends the other night at dinner, and they were like, this sounds exhausting. And it is definitely going to be. This will not at all be a relaxing trip, but it will be very educational.
It's hardly ever relaxing in Israel. Even
Right.
if there's not an active war with bombs coming in daily. When the Israeli cohort came to America and came to Denver, and you were spending time together and learning about each other, they were so surprised or did not know the experience that United States Jews were having here. And anybody who lives outside of Israel is considered to be living in the diaspora, someplace that is not home, Israel. So they were surprised that diaspora Jews were experiencing what they were experiencing. It was all new to them.
It's interesting because there is definitely a disparity in like how we experience the people who hate us. Like in Israel, they know exactly who their enemies are. They know exactly where the bombs are coming from. But they live in a war zone where they're constantly being bombed. Whereas in the reverse, no, we're not being bombed. We don't have rockets raining down on us, but we have no idea who our enemy is. We have no idea who we can trust and who we can't. We don't know which neighbors would rat us out to an SS officer. Like, we don't actually know. It's so insidious here. And it increases dramatically anytime anything happens there. And it was described to them, which I thought was interesting. I wasn't there for this, but it was told to me afterwards. It was described to the Israeli cohort as like an abusive relationship or like a bad relationship where one partner is thinking about the other partner 100% of the time. And that partner is thinking about the first partner maybe 10% of the time. Meaning like American Jews are thinking about Israel and Israelis all the time. And Israelis don't even notice like that diaspora Jews are having their own experience. I've found this to be the case with a lot, and not just this Israeli cohort, but with a lot of Israelis that I know that are genuinely shocked when they find out. Like one of them, we were given buddies before the Israeli cohort came here. We were like each matched up with someone to have a conversation with and get to know. And my buddy asked me if I was scared about going to Israel. And I was like, not any more scared than I am to be here. It's scared of different things, but it's like the same level of fear. I don't know if that's true anymore now that like we're in a period of escalation since the airport bombing, but I'm definitely getting like the closer I get to this trip, the more nervous I'm getting. But generally speaking, like, no, I'm not any more scared to be there than I am to be here. It is scary in both places to be a Jew.
Today, I always felt this was an anomaly in history, post World War II to now. Jews have not had such a safe haven as they've had in America for these past 80 years.
Yeah.
This is the anomaly. This is not the norm. And it's switching back to Jews being unsafe, even in the United States.
Yeah. And going back to kind of what you're saying, that like Israel is not calm even in times of peace, which is true because when we went in 2015, it was during a time of peace and we did not at all have a relaxing trip.
No, but that involved more about family bullshit than the atmosphere. But when you go to a place like Israel, you can't just show up and sit in somebody's living room for 10 days and just commune. You have to travel. You have to look at the country. There's so much in that tiny little country, so much history, so much culture, so much. There's everything you could possibly imagine, and a lot of it is heavy. So it's not a relaxing time at all.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a heavy trip with so much on the itinerary. But I like it because there's some of the things that we're doing I have done before when I've been in Israel in the past. Some of the things are going to be brand new to me, which I'm excited about that also. But this will be my third time going to Israel. This is my first time going during active war. So it'll be different, and it'll be interesting what that'll be like.
As an aside, not related to war at all, but being in Israel, when you and I went in 2015, we went for my niece's, your cousin's wedding, and I rented a car, and my brother was our navigator. I've been living in Israel since 1973. He was a terrible navigator. It was very hard to asking him, what do I do now? But one of the things I did notice, all the signs, stores and wherever, highway signs, everything is in Hebrew and Arabic. All the signs are in both languages. Some signs, many signs are also in English, except on the highway. What I found was the exit sign was Hebrew and Arabic and an arrow to go out. Where was the English? So I knew the English sign was past the exit. It was like, hi, you Americans. We don't really care if you get... I was like amazed. Why is the sign after the end? Like, you just missed this exit in English. I think there's a fraught relationship between Israelis and American Jews.
Okay, I have to go. I really need to get back to getting ready to head out because I have to leave soon. I still have a lot I have to do. So I have to go.
I wish you well. I love you. I want you to, I insist that you travel safely, that the universe take care of you, and that when you return, I'll see you when you get back.
And I will see you in June, which is very soon.
It is, isn't it? You're only gone 10 days, but it's going to be a very long 10 days for me. So,
and for me, it's going to be long. All right. I will talk to you soon. I love you.
Okay. Be safe. I love you.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Shain.
And this has been Listen to My Mother.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a positive review and subscribing to us on your favorite platform.
And if you'd like the chance to listen to my mother, head to the link in our show notes, which is currently bit.ly/listen to my submission. That's bit.ly/listen to my submission and submit your question.
No question is off limits.
And don't forget to follow our journey on Instagram at Listen to My Mother or at whatsthepoint.therapy.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, baby.